Hi, it's Mr. Adams from Midway High School. This is a video on primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. You can be asked to identify them, or you can be asked to actually draw one. Okay, it's not that hard. All right. First and foremost, what you do, you identify your alcohol group. OH, OH, OH. Now notice here, right? There's no bond between the O and the H, but it's understood that there's a bond because hydrogens only form a single bond. Okay, so there's different ways of drawing it. You could draw with a line or without the line. It means the same thing. All right. Now, the next thing what you do after you've identified the OH, right? You identify the carbon that OH group, that hydroxyl or alcohol group is attached to. So this carbon right here, we're interested in. This carbon right here, we're interested in. And also this guy right here, we're going to focus on that. Because what we'll do next after that, we'll do inventory of how many carbons are attached to that particular carbon. So we see our OHs here, right? We have this carbon right here that is attached to. We see how many more carbons are attached to this carbon right here. And we notice that there's only one other right here, right? So this carbon right here is the only other carbon attached to this carbon. So that's called a primary alcohol in this case. Okay. All right. Primary. All right. The second example in the middle, we have our carbon again in the center, which is attached to this OH group. All right. We ask ourselves how many more carbons are attached to this carbon. There's one here and one here directly. Okay. So that gets us the name secondary. Okay. Now in your readings, okay, in the future, primary could be notated like that in shorthand. Secondary could be notated like this in shorthand. Okay? All right, so we're not going to panic with that. And in the last example, we have our carbon right here, all right, which is attached to our OH group, right? So we simply ask ourselves how many other carbons are attached to it directly. There's 1, 2, 3, right? 3 carbons that are directly attached to this carbon right here. So this structure will be called tertiary. All right. So once again, the names primary, secondary, and tertiary are referring to how many carbons, right, are directly attached to the carbon which has the OH group in this case. Okay. And you're done. Now notice I chose 3 structures right here which happen to be isomers. Okay, now once again, as a bit of review, isomers have the same number of carbons, hydrogens, or whatever else elements, right? But their structures are different. So they have the same molecular formulas, but different structural formulas. Therefore, their properties, their physical and chemical properties would be different. Okay, I hope this video was a help. As always, hard work plus sacrifice equals success. Take care.